Welcome to Hustle and Flow with Heather Hubbard, episode number 96. Hi, I'm Heather Hubbard, and I was a litigator, partner, and practice group leader at an Am Law 200 firm. I know what it takes to rise to the top. I also know all too well the toll it can take on your personal life. So how do you shine bright without burning out? How do you embrace your ambition without selling your soul? You're listening to the Hustle and Flow podcast. Welcome back. I am your host, Heather Hubbard, and this may be my favorite episode of the entire year. I love goals. I love planning. I love a new year. My birthday is just a few days before. So it's not just the holidays, like it is goals season, and there is nothing that makes me happier or more excited than planning for really big goals. You know, I do this all the time, but a lot of people, they don't really do this stuff except for the new year. So when everyone else starts thinking about these things and they start working on what they want to achieve, I get really, really excited because I get to play with you guys as opposed to just, kind of doing it on my own most of the time. You tend to want to join me in this, fun planning part at this time of year. So I'm super excited about today, and I'm even more excited about next week. I have the most exciting week planned out for us. That's right, us, you and me. And it is not going to be exciting. And it won't be a party unless you show up and join me. Okay. So I did Life and Law Live this year, right? And many of you came out to Phoenix. We had a blast. It was awesome. As you may recall, last year, I had an online workshop. So it was all day. I think it was like 6 hours. And you joined me virtually, and we walked through how to plan for the year. You got CLE credit. It was great. And you are reaching out to me now. I'm getting all of these emails and these requests asking, are you going to do that again this year? And the answer is no. I did Life and Law Live. We changed the format. So it's no longer online. I really like connecting with people in person. But I get that many of you were not able to come in person. I really hope you do next year. But you might need to do this, out of, your home or your office, whatever that looks like. And even though I'm not doing that full day webinar, which you had to pay for, I've got exciting news for you. Yay! Okay, so if you were not able to do live, even if you did, you can still play along, and you're wanting to really prepare for 2019 and you would like a little help and a little guidance, and you just need to set aside some time to do that. The great news is I am doing a free planning extravaganza. I was trying to think of what to name this. And it's just so exciting for me. And I know it sounds completely over the top, but that's what it is. Planning extravaganza. And I always like to make it easy with domains. So I was like, surely that domain's not even available. But it was. So all you have to do is go to planningextravaganza.com to sign up. So let me tell you what this looks like. It is going to be a combination of live video where we can interact, slides, training, PDFs where you can print things out and follow along, and prizes and giveaways and gift cards and planners and a free ticket to next year's Life and Law Live. So if you participated in the Get It Done Challenge last April, it's kind of like that. But I'm going to have even more prizes, and it's going to be a little bit different. So we did the Facebook Live every day for the Get It Done Challenge. That's going to be primarily where we're doing it all. So as opposed to doing it on the podcast, it will just be Facebook Live. And we're just going to walk you through what you need to do to prepare for 2019. Like by the end of the week, you are going to be so jazzed up, so excited. And instead of like a tiny challenge, we're just going to work through it on each. It's kind of going to be like a webinar, like a live webinar each day. And your challenge is going to come in the form of the giveaway. All right. So if you attend, just so you guys know what's going to go on, it's going to be so much fun. All right. If you attend live on that Facebook Live, throughout, I'm going to be posting prompts. Like I'll just verbally be telling you what I'm wanting you to do. And if you put your answer in the, not really chat box, but like a comment, what I'm going to do is just occasionally look down, like each time I do the prompt, and I'm going to, say, okay, you got to get it in. And then I'm going to just look, and the first person I see and whatever they write, assuming they actually responded to the question at hand, no trolling allowed, I'm just giving away gift cards. So things that will just be helpful to you. We're going to do Amazon, Staples, Starbucks. It's just going to be so much fun. So that's part of it. And then the bigger giveaway is a challenge each day. And this starts now. You can already be gaining points. Step number 1 is you have to sign up for the Planning Extravaganza. And you do that at planningextravaganza.com. Now, again, it's free. You just have to put your email in there and get on that list. So what will happen is every day you're going to get, during the extravaganza, so next week, you're going to get an email every day that tells you, one, like what time we're going to be on, what we're covering, and how to get extra points. So you can't get points unless you are signed up for that list, okay? That's key number 1. So go sign up at planningextravaganza.com. And all the details, you're going to get all of this, so you don't have to memorize it. When you post on social media, like Instagram and Facebook, and you tag me, Heather Joy Hubbard, you're going to get points. You get up to a point each day. And then the challenge for each day is I'm going to give you something very specific to do. And if you do that, you'll get 10 points that day. And so then at the very end, or I guess you can call them entries, whatever, the official rules, again, are at planningextravaganza.com. You'll get entries or points. And then at the very end, obviously, the more you participate, especially if you do those daily challenges, you're going to get more entries. We will randomly select the winner, and the winner will get a free ticket to the 2019 Life and Law Live. So this year, the tickets were $9.99, and I don't yet know what they're going to be for next year, but they will not be cheaper. They will probably be more expensive. It is very expensive to put on events, especially the kinds that I like to put on. So we basically broke even this year, and I would actually like to do more than break even next year. So the tickets will probably go up. And I actually even had a few people say, you way undercharged on that. Yes, I did. But so it's worth at least $1,000. So that is going to be the grand prize if you participate. And we're going to be giving away some life and law planners as well. So anyway, a ton of fun, and you're going to get some great goals set for 2019. So you're going to really be set up. So I hope you come and play along with me and join in the Planning Extravaganza. It is going to be so, so fun. And most importantly, productive. Okay. I love, love, love getting people results. Now, we are doing something a little bit new with our show notes. So if you're listening onto iTunes, you can now get the links in the show notes itself, right? So if you just click on the details for each episode, you don't have to click out to the website. It's right there. So it makes it super, super easy. So planningextravaganza.com is right there. So you just have to click. You don't have to think, how do I even spell that? Right? Just click the link and it will take you right there and you can sign up. But you can also always go to the podcast website / the episode number. So for today, that is hustleandflowpodcast.com / 96. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little prep work now to get you started thinking about what you want for 2019. Okay, so the first step in really preparing for the new year is to figure out what it is that you want. Like, what do you want more of and what do you want less of? So many people start the goal setting process, the resolution process, by coming up with all of these things that they think they should be doing. And it actually breaks my heart a little bit because this is how we set ourselves up for exhaustion and achieving goals that don't actually make us happy, right? Surely I'm not the only one that has done this. Like you go for a goal, you reach the goal, you get like a little bit of satisfaction, right? Like there's a little bit of euphoria involved, but then it's like, well, I did that because I thought it was going to make me a little bit happier. And it didn't, right? It's like it didn't really do what I thought it was going to do, or I'm just like on to the next thing. And so that's the cycle that I really hope that you will break moving forward. I don't know what it is about a new year. It could be all of the marketing, right? Every magazine out there says, new year, new you. And you get all of this advertising and marketing around this is the year to finally get in shape or your health in order, or this is the year to, finally get organized. This is the year to really become the best version of yourself. And I get that I probably do that to some degree as well. But I do want people to be happier and to go for the things that they want. But what I hope that you understand is I think you're amazing just the way you are. Seriously, you are amazing. The new year is not about changing who you are. And I think that that's what a lot of people go towards. And I hope that you don't do that. So even with the fall Get It Done challenge, I had so many people in that because I was saying, okay, for the last quarter of the year, let's finish strong. What do you want to accomplish? And so many people were focusing on things that really was about changing themselves. It wasn't about achieving, a new milestone. It was about changing who they are. And a lot of that relates to habits, right? And so it's about changing habits. And there's nothing wrong with changing habits. We all have bad habits that we probably want to break. But I see people focus on that more than anything else. And that is really going to set you up for failure because it's this concept of, I need to change all of these things in order to be a better person. You are already a great person. You are already an amazing person. And unless those things are really getting in your way and causing a lot of havoc, and it's something that you were just all in, like you really, really want to change, I would really prefer you to let it go. Because changing those things, it's not actually going to make you happier. It's just this concept that you have of yourself that you're not good enough. And if you changed all of those things, you would be better. And that is a lie. Not to mention, when you go to create and change habits, like that is some major neuroscience. Like that's not just setting and achieving a goal. You literally have to start rewiring your brain. And it's doable, but it's not going to happen overnight. And when you start trying to change all these things at once, you are setting yourself up for epic failure. And I'm not saying like you should be, embarrassed that you didn't achieve your goals, but it's going to make you feel worse. You should be setting and achieving goals to make you feel better, right? It's about personal growth in life. It's not about setting yourself up to continue to beat yourself up for not being who you think you should be. I hope this is making sense. And this is why 25% of people give up on their goals or their resolutions within 1 week. 1 week. Because you're talking about major habit change. And that means like you can't just, most people think, oh, if I just have enough determination, or if I have willpower, if I just put this in my schedule, then this will change. But that's not true. If that were the case, you would have already done it, right? This isn't about you not having willpower. It's not about you having determination. It's about you trying to change a neural pathway that has probably existed for decades, right? So if you think about like, it's got deep roots. It's not going to just change overnight. And so making small changes when it comes to habits is far more important. And that's not what this episode is about. I will give you a heads up because so many of you want to change things. I'm going to do an episode the very first week of January 1. It's going to come out. It's going to be about habit change and how to tackle it But know this, only one habit at a time. You can't go changing all your habits at the same time. Only one at a time. So when you're setting goals, and part of what we're going to be talking about next week, I don't even want you thinking about habits. That's not what's going to move the needle forward in terms of you accomplishing what you really want out of life, right? This concept of, oh, if my closet was cleaner, if I ate healthier, if I exercised more, suddenly, I would have my life together. That's just a fallacy, okay? And I talked to someone yesterday on the phone. It was a former client, and he was just kind of giving me an update on where things were for him. And he told me he is having the biggest year he's ever had. He's going to be in the top 3 producers of his firm. And he was like, it's totally because you convinced me to focus on my strengths, not my weaknesses. When he came in, this was back when I did individual coaching. When he came in, he wanted to focus on fixing all of these bad habits. In his mind, it was like, well, I want to focus on this, this, and this, because if I do those things, that'll make me a better lawyer, better rainmaker, better person. And I was like, that's not really how you're wired. So what if we just let that go and we focus on what you're really good at doing already? Like, let's focus on your strengths. Let's take what's already easy for you and just double down on that stuff, tweak the strategy on that stuff, and see what happens. And he didn't, he pushed back initially at first, but he eventually embraced that. And he said, like, it has made all the difference in the world to let go of the stuff that he perceived as weaknesses, where he thought, that's really where he should be focusing, and instead going all in on his strengths. And it's totally changed things for him. And I could not be more excited that he's now seeing those results. So that's what planning is all about. When you are setting your 2019 goals, we want to, one, make sure that you're not just trying to change who you are because you think that, if you change all of these habits, you'll be a better person. No, we're going to let that go. You can choose one habit to change if you want, because, sometimes we do need to focus on bad habits, but we'll do that in the new year. I'll help you prep for that. Instead, what we want to do is focus on your strengths. That's what's really going to get you to the next level of your career or your life. It's going to make things easier. You're going to be happier. And what I want you to do is focus on the big vision. The big vision. So many of us get stuck in what's right in front of us. We get stuck in the granular. So with Life and Law Live, I had everyone brainstorm all of the different things that they wanted to accomplish in 2019, all of the things that they wanted to do. And it could be like a really big thing, like, travel to Paris for a month, to achieving a certain revenue goal, to cleaning out my closet, right? Anything and everything. I told them, I wanted them to brainstorm before they showed up, everything they might want to do. And when people do that exercise, they focus on all of the things that they think they should do. They focus on what's kind of always like in the back of their mind, where they beat themselves up, what's keeping them up at night. Super, super granular. And then when we got to the event, we started with vision. And vision is much different. Vision is taking a step back and saying, where do I want to go in my life and my career? Forget the granular, forget the shoulds. What do I want more of in my life? If I gave myself permission, if I did not set any limitations on what I thought was possible, if I put all the stories in my head to the side and I simply said, what am I craving more of in my life? Is it more peace, more ease, more playfulness, deeper relationships, more time off, more self-care, maybe more ambition, maybe starting your own business? Like, what is it that you're really wanting more of? Autonomy, freedom? That's really where you got to begin. It's not that granular list of all the shoulds that you think you need to be doing. It's about giving yourself permission to really consider what you want more of in your life. And again, no limitations here. If you're giving yourself permission to be 100% honest, even if you don't think it's possible, what do you want less of? What do you want less of in your life? Maybe it's less stress. Maybe it's less overwhelm. Maybe it's less arguing. I know a lot of litigators that have been doing it for 10 or 15 years, and they used to love to argue, right? They loved the adversarial nature, and they don't like it anymore. Being honest with that, saying, I actually want less of that. I have no idea how that's even possible, but I'm going to give myself permission to write that down. I want less of that. Maybe it's less fighting with your spouse or your children. Maybe it's less financial issues or fears. Maybe it's less emotional eating or emotional drinking because it's really building up and not making you feel great at the end of every day. Maybe it's less commuting in a car, right? It can be anything. Whatever it is, what do you want more of and what do you want less of? And if you don't start from there, you are likely going to set goals that, one, are not going to make you happy, and two, you're probably not even going to achieve because you're not that motivated. When you come at things from, this is what I should do, or you come at things from, well, this is what I'm supposed to do because it's the goal that's right in front of me, right? So I'm supposed to bill a certain number of hours so that I can continue to be on track, so that I can make partner, or I can make equity partner, or I can get that promotion within my company. And you may still get to that goal. But if that's where you start, it's really going to distract you from achieving what it is that you really, really, really want in life. Because most of us are wanting to achieve a feeling, and we assume that by doing all those things right in front of us, that it will get us to that feeling. The truth is, you need to see that bigger picture. You need to know what it is that you're really wanting to feel in order to then set the goals that are going to get you closer to that. Okay? And then if you know that bigger picture, right? Like if you know the vision of what you're wanting more and less of in your life, it allows you to then look at your goals from a totally different perspective. And you might then look at that to-do list that you came up with, all of the things you wanted to achieve. And if you look at them and compare them, you might be shocked at how many things you have written down that are in no way going to get you closer to what you're wanting more of. And in fact, might be adding to the things that you want less of, right? So that's why we're going to do this planning extravaganza next week. And I love getting into this stuff because, as you guys know, I'm competitive. I am a high achiever. I'm very ambitious. And for many, 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 many years, and I still have the tendency to do this, I set goals based on what I thought I should be doing or what I needed to be doing. And it really wasn't until I was able to align it to this bigger vision that everything started to click. I always know that I set the wrong goal when I achieve it and it didn't really accomplish what I wanted it to, right? When I didn't feel what I was wanting to feel. And now that I can make decisions and set goals based on whether or not it's aligned with that bigger vision, one, it keeps me motivated and inspired as I'm working towards it. But two, it actually helps me feel better because that's what I'm focused on. It's really more about me and less about the accomplishment. And I hope that that is resonating with you and making sense, because this can really be a game changer in 2019 if you can understand and embrace that concept. Okay? And I'll give you a quick example, a personal example. I've recently posted this on social media. So with the Life and Law Planner and kind of the entire planning system, you can really only have like 3 goals or 3 themes for the month because that's all you're going to really be able to do. More than that, and again, you're setting yourself up for failure. You don't have enough time and energy to focus on more than that. So I only have 2 for December. But as I was planning it, and I've shared with you guys, I'm really trying to practice taking better care of myself because flow is not my natural state. And it needs to be a priority because I've been working way, way too much. It's getting out of hand. So priority number one is me. And it's how I feel, right? Am I stressed out or am I having fun? Am I feeling ease? And priority number two is a business goal. Now, this is the biggest business goal I've had for the entire year. So you would think, right, that should be the number one priority. But it's not, because I know my workaholic tendencies. I know that I tend to go after goals and like go all in, and I can hustle all day long. But if I achieve that without taking care of myself, then even if I achieve that goal, it doesn't really matter, because it doesn't get me to that bigger vision. The bigger vision, when I look at like what I want more of, I want more ease. I want more peace. I want more fun. I want more happiness. I don't want to be working all the time. And that means that I have to take that into consideration when I am setting my goals and my priorities. Otherwise, it's going to get all jacked up, right? So the planning extravaganza, like that's part of what I'm doing for the business goal, but it gives you the lens to look at things. So as we were preparing like what we're doing, because right now we are filling, I think I've told you guys this before, 2019, we're really just focusing on the planner and masterminds. And right now we're filling our first masterminds in 2019. And as I'm preparing for that stuff, I could easily be doing all kinds of things that would have me working 80 hours a week. But every single day, I ask myself, what's the highest priority? What's going to move the needle in a way where I can still take care of myself and not overextend myself? And even the planning extravaganza, it's so much fun for me to do that stuff, but I had to stop and say, okay, is this going to take me out? And I will tell you, the Facebook group that I did with the Get It Done Challenge in the fall, I was basically available 24/7. I mean, it killed me, and it was fun. I enjoyed doing that, but I'm not doing that this month. I'm really setting up this planning extravaganza in a way that's going to serve you, but it's also not going to take me out energetically, emotionally. I can still focus on my physical well-being. So that's what I mean by getting clear on that big picture and not setting goals that don't take that into account, right? So once you get all of that aligned, it makes it so much easier to make decisions around strategy and execution so that it all comes together. It's all integrated. So that's what we're doing next week. And I really hope you join me because, like I said, there's going to be slides, there's going to be training, there will be PDFs that you can download. And you're going to be able to really set yourself up for 2019 so that it is aligned and so that you are going for what makes you feel better and not just what you think you need to be doing to be a better person. Because like I said, you are already amazing. You are fabulous. And so we just want to help you be even more fabulous, not try to suddenly become who you think you need to be, because you're already who you need to be. Okay? All right. I cannot wait for you guys to join me. Speaking of the masterminds, they are still open. We're doing the applications. I think Solo Small Firm ends next week. And then Big Law is a few weeks after that. And we're still doing interest forms. And by the way, there is a clear front runner on what's going to be the next mastermind based on those of you filling out that interest form. So if you're thinking, oh, she's never going to do anything for me, like, you know, I'm in-house or I'm an associate, let me just tell you, we're getting a clear winner and you don't want to be left out. So the more that you and others that are like you fill that interest form out and we see that there is enough interest to put together a mastermind for you, that's how it's going to happen. And we're going there first. In fact, we may fill an entire mastermind just from that interest form before ever announcing it or sharing it with anyone else. So go to legalmasterminds.com and you can either apply for the 2 that we have open or just submit that interest form. Okay, come join me for Planning Extravaganza next week. We are going to have so much fun. All you got to do is sign up, planningextravaganza.com. It's absolutely free, and I cannot wait to hang out with you, and I'll see you there. I am super excited to announce that the Life and Law Planner is officially here. It is more than just a calendar, it is a full planning system. If you want to take back your days, your weeks, your months, and your year, order your planner now. It will completely change your life and help you accomplish your biggest goals. There's only a limited quantity available, so go to lifeandlawplanner.com and order yours today.